So what we're looking at here is the box.com application. Not going to spend, and quite honestly can't spend, a ton of time showing all of the options that exist in here because it would just take forever. Did want to let you know what the interface looks like and some options that exist though. So we are ourselves currently logged into the web portal. That's one of the ways that you have interaction with these files themselves. So the first thing you can see here is just a folder structure. Of course, as we get into customer names and things like that, you'll probably notice that the names are blanked out or blurred, but just understand that what we're trying to achieve here. So at a very high level, you can take a look at what the properties are on these actual folders. And so you can take a look in here and we'll look at the collaborators. So just like Windows permissioning and things of that nature with Active Directory, you have this exact same structure up here. So you can identify somebody as either an editor or a viewer or as a collaborator. And of course each one of those have different meanings in Box, but just know that you can control access and you can control content creation or editing by person or at some levels by group. So we'll go take a look at a specific customer file in here to see how this is structured and what options exist down at the file level. So generally speaking, all of the options that exist at the file level are also available at the folder level as well. But the first thing you'll notice up here is that you'll see basic file information, what the name is, when it was created, who it was created by, and there's some other information, of course, like the size of the file, and you'll also see some statistics, who has downloaded it, who's looked at it, those types of things. And as you look at the options that exist for this particular file, you can of course preview it. That just simply allows you to look at it or open the file. You can go right to downloading. You can upload a new version. You can lock the file for editing to tell everybody else that might be in the application that you're locking it for editing. Here's some sharing options, and so you can send a link to a file, and when you send that link you can either say that it is only going to be available for one specific period of time, or you can basically create a link so that it's publicly addressable forever. Tags are a way to simply organize files, and of course you can also see into here for the file itself, the properties of it. So you can see who has accessed it, who has updated it, versioning history, versioning control, and again down here under file collaborators you can see pardon me, who has access to the file and at what level. Of course you can move it or copy it or delete it. Now one of the things that I did want to take a look at here is your ability to also edit these things in real time from the web interface. So what you're looking at now is the ability to edit a document in real time. One of the most frustrating things about traditional file sharing is the inability to actually edit a document and then have it saved right back to the location where you got it from. So you can see that editing here is just as simple as finding a file. So now that it's open, it actually came up on the taskbar. Let me open this. So here's the document. So again, even though this document is not local on my machine, it now appears as it is. So what I'll do is you can see it is a blank document currently, and I will type in some text here. And I will click on save just like you would a normal file, although it doesn't actually save it to my local machine, it saves it back up to the Box infrastructure. So as you can see there, it did get saved back up to the Box infrastructure. That shows that there's a new version that was uploaded, by a specific individual. And so you can see the versioning control and even editing documents in real time is extremely straightforward and extremely easy with this particular application. So as you can see, this interface is extremely easy to use, extremely intuitive, and very straightforward to view, edit, and even just preview documents. Now keep in mind that everything that we are doing here on the web interface can also be done locally on your machine through an application called Box Sync. Dropbox has the same type of functionality. And in addition, all of these things can be done from your mobile device as well. So it doesn't matter if you're handling an Android device, an iPhone, an iPad, a tablet, or anything like that, even a Linux client in many cases. Box has applications for all of those devices to allow you to very seamlessly share and view or even edit all these types of documents. The next thing we'll actually take a look at is the administration console, so you can see what it looks like from an admin standpoint. So what we're looking at now is the account overview screen. Every one of your administrators will be able to see all of the information on this page, and it's extremely useful information from not only an administration standpoint, but also from a governance standpoint to understand what your users are doing and how your content is actually being accessed and shared, even created. So you can see that you see such information as the number of logins across for your entire enterprise. You see the top 5 users. You can see the amount of logins over time by date. You can also take a look at the amount of storage that you happen to be using and how that storage is broken down by your power users. And then you can also see the number of users that you're currently seeing, and again, what kind of content they have ownership of. And then of course at the bottom there's just some administrative announcements as far as what's coming up soon, things of that nature. So I'm not going to go into a lot of detail as far as here, but this is also the place where you create users, create administrative groups, you set the permissioning for those specific users or those groups, and just an extremely powerful yet straightforward tool that you can leverage in order to share this content again in near real time across time and space with all of your remote users. Before we close out this segment, there's one final thing that I hope to communicate. One of the most powerful things about any one of these collaborative type of applications is their APIs. And so Box particularly does it. There are numerous other ones that do it as well. What these applications do is they extend their applications to allow developers to link into them and actually create magic. And so what that means to you as a user or as an administrator is that out of the box you get some functionality, but in addition you have developers that are continually either on a paid or an unpaid basis, that they're actually creating additional functionality for you and your users. And so taking a look at the application interface for Box, for instance, you can take a look at anything that exists across platform, across function, things that are free, things that are paid. Basically, this is here to attempt to let you leverage this in whatever way you want. So if in fact you're trying to use Box for an FTP server of some way, if you're going to try to utilize this for a CRM or use it to tie into your CRM or for project management, anything like that, what these things allow you to do is either put that functionality into your Box account, or it will actually create an application that you can download to your local machine and interact with Box in some sort of manner. So it's extremely powerful in that, again, this allows you to simply leverage the infrastructure that already exists with Box and these other types of applications and really take that some sort of business process or some sort of outcome you're trying to achieve, and it allows you to actually take that to the next level. So as you can see, this is just another thing that you might be able to bring to bear on whatever business challenge you have.